Week 11, day 4. The quality we're working on this week is dependability. Let me ask you something. Have I been able to depend upon you this week to write your goals? Have I been able to depend upon you this week to write answers to the question? See, there's no doubt as to what you have to do to develop these qualities. I've told you from day one. If you listen to me, you're going to remember 2%. If you write answers to the questions and you think them through and you write good sentences and you write your answers, you're going to remember 60 to 80% because of the reticular activating sensors at the base of your brain. If you listen to me, if you write the answers, and if you discuss them, you're going to remember 80 to 100%. But only if I'm able to depend upon you. If I can't depend upon you to write the answers to the questions, then you can't remember 60 to 80%. If I'm not able to depend upon you to write down 3 goals each week, you will never develop the quality of purpose-driven. If I can't depend upon you to write the plans for each goal, you'll never learn the quality of commitment. You see, this character development is not me pouring something into you, it's pulling something out of you. And I have to be able to depend upon you to know if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to be great, I have to be humble. I have to put myself third. I have to depend upon you in order to gain the quality of humility to put yourself third. I have to depend upon you to evaluate yourself on Friday and accept responsibility. If you're not dependent, if you told someone you was going to call them last night and you didn't call them, then give yourself a minus on dependability. If you said you were going to be there at 8 and you showed up at 8:15, give yourself a minus. And don't say, well, my car broke down. You start early. You make sure. I talked about that track coach that always got there early. I tell you one thing else that she did. She called ahead of herself and got a hold of the transportation departments along the road to wherever the track meet was. And if you're from Idabel, there are no short trips. You're going to travel over the mountains or to the cities. And she would call ahead to the transportation departments and she would say, we're traveling Saturday morning to Oklahoma City. If our bus breaks down along the way, will you be able to furnish us a bus to get us there? And transportation departments always work together. She looked forward to the problems that were going to occur. And if something did occur, all she had to do was call her transportation department that she had already contacted. Dependability was critical to her. If she told you she was going to be somewhere, she was going to be there. She had developed the quality of dependability to its utmost. And so she had tremendous respect among all the coaches. She had tremendous self-respect, a great self-image, and very high expectations of herself and her team. Story today, road builders. David, this is page 69 of the curriculum. David Livingstone was one of the first missionaries to evangelize the continent of Africa. His home church in England sent a message telling him they were going to send more missionaries. They also wanted to know how the roads were. Livingstone sent a response. We don't need people to travel roads. We need people to build roads. See, this country was built by road builders, people who came from another country and built the roads in this country. They made it what it is today. Are you a road builder? Well, in order to be a road builder, you have to be dependable. If you're going to change the culture of a program, if your team hasn't been winning, you need to become a road builder. You need to change what needs to be changed. And if your team has been winning, you need to continue doing what you have been doing. But people need to be able to depend upon you. Think about this poem, page 69, developingcharacter.org. An old man going down a lone highway came in the evening cold and gray to a chasm vast and deep and wide through which was flowing a sudden tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim, that swollen stream held no fears for him. But he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. "Old man," said a fellow pilgrim near, "you're wasting your strength with building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again must pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build you this bridge at evening tide?" The builder lifted his old gray head. "Good friend, in the path I have come," he said, "there followed after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This swollen stream which was naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may be a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight den. Good friend, I'm building the bridge for him." You building bridges for others? Every time we had somebody, an athlete, when I was an athletic director, that did something great and I wanted to congratulate them, I sent them this poem. Because see, when you do something great, when you become dependable, then what happens is those people that follow you, you've built a bridge for them. In Idabel, I had two players that for 4 years never missed a practice or anything. Keyshawn Flowers and Jacob Dennison. I took their pictures and put them up on the wall. 4 years of nevertheless dog tags. Do you think they developed the quality of dependability? You could depend upon Jacob Dennison and Keyshawn Flowers to come to every practice, to come to every workout, to come to every game, to never miss on time. And I put their pictures up, and the young people, when the 7th and 8th graders came over, why are their pictures up on the wall? They didn't make All-State. They didn't get college scholarships. They came every day. That which is rewarded will be repeated. If you want somebody to do something again, reward them for it. When someone comes on time, thank them. If you have a delivery man, we had an electrician come the other day and he came right when he said he was. And I told him, I appreciate your dependability. He said, it's the way I was raised. And it is. That's the way he had dependability developed in him when he was a young boy. It's time for you to start developing the quality of dependability. Get to where people are able to depend upon you. If the coach says run 100 yards, run 100, not 99. If the math teacher says do 10 problems, do all 10. Don't do 8. Be someone that someone can depend upon. Develop the quality of dependability. I'm depending on you to be back here tomorrow.